Well, somewhat of a sensitive video subject today, so I'm gonna try to be as censored as I can about this. What's it gonna take for you to stand up for freedom? I see so many people consuming content. They consume, but they don't come off the bench. And we're at a spot in human history where if you don't start to have these conversations with individuals, if you don't start to talk about, 1, the financial system, 2, the medical system, 3, the entire end game of what we're seeing right now, maybe it's a mental model concept for you, like the fourth turning. Maybe you've heard about the fourth turning and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Every 4 generations, there's this big crisis, and data or knowledge is passed from the older hero generation down to the younger one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link to the book, Fourth Generation. It's an amazing mental model. It really does give you a roadmap for how cycles of history run. The long-term trend line, zooming out over the last 250 years, has been a move to more individual freedom. I actually say even zooming out, maybe even 500 years, a move to more individual freedom. Zooming out longer than that, humanity went from like the Renaissance age into like a dark age. There was a point where individuals were free, and then they became very collective societies. And I see people now totally missing the concept of like, dude, this is not about your neighbor, or do it for everybody else. Like, dude, that's collectivism. Like, are you for the individual making up their own mind as to what's best for them and their family and their body, or are you for collectivism? Are you for authoritarianism? Are you for what you're told to do? I mean, from all facets of life. Talk about it in a very, judgmental way. Oh, hey, save money, work hard, and retire. That's not gonna work. Like, by money, you mean like save fiat dollars? That's not gonna work. Oh, well then just dollar cost average into the stock market. Do what Dave Ramsey tells you to do. That's not gonna work. Like there's just things when you zoom out, you go, yeah, that system's not gonna be here forever. And the cycle of history is gonna repeat, as it always has. But at this moment in time, the most important thing you can do is share this type of content. It helps. When you guys like these videos, you comment on these videos, you share this stuff on social media, huge help. I want you guys to hashtag freedom if you're at this point in the video. Hashtag freedom right there in the comments. It's like, we need to share that message. A lot of people fought and died to have that, and you lose those freedoms and you don't get those freedoms back. Freedom is not freely given. We're at a spot where I believe that our society is going to go through really hard times, but we're going to move to a more decentralized system. We're going to see decentralized finance. We're going to see decentralized medicine. We're already seeing decentralized media. We're already seeing the battle between centrally controlled mainstream media and decentralized media. And we're seeing, we gotta close these guys off and boost these guys, even though their ratings are not. Like Logan Paul has more ratings than CNN. That's a fact. That's a freaking fact. But heaven forbid he actually talks about a subject that's not on par. He's gonna get canceled. But we'll run mainstream propaganda. It's literal propaganda. We're doing the same thing countries and nations like China do. For example, this is propaganda right after 9/11. This is like October 9/11 by the Disney Channel.
The flag means everything to me. It means life, it means freedom, it also means unity, and it means love. I see American flags everywhere, and it reminds you, but it also makes you really proud. I spent my whole life pledging allegiance, and I don't think I can ever look at a flag the same way.
The flag stands for us as a group of people being united and being with each other in a time of need.
I saw a fire truck pass by the other day, and it had an American flag on it, and it was blowing in the wind. It was so amazing, and everyone just started clapping and cheering, and it was really special.
So at that time period,
Cross country, we saw
it was all back the flag. Every country song, everything about that was all back the flag. Obviously, that's different at this point in time, but that was what they ran to push through their war at the time. Remember how important that war was. It was imperative that we go over there and kill 500,000 children. It was absolutely most imperative, and we gave the guy a peace prize. We do that almost worse. We run psyop after psyop against our own people. And this is a moment to start having conversations with your friends, family, neighbors. As I'm editing out this video, it's the same thing. I mean, they're running different propaganda now, but it's state-run propaganda media. Period. 100%. Full stop. Online, a lot of people are watching a lot of content, but they don't produce any content. Like, dude, we're living in the information age. It's time to produce some content, even if it's small. If you got 2 followers, you got 2 subscribers, it doesn't matter. It's like, you just put it out. Hey man, let's have these conversations. Because we're at a luxury point in the decline. We're at the idea phase. We get to win the battle for ideas, or at least, lose it less badly. You get to have a conversation about, should individuals be free to make up their own decisions for what's best for them? Health, finances, family, etc. Or should the state make up those decisions for them? Like, that's where we're at. This will lead, like it always has, to tyranny. We're from that period where freedom leads to tyranny and tyranny leads to revolution. That part of the cycle really sucks. But it's possible that we can just win the battle for ideas and avoid the revolutionary part of this thing. That's possible. But the average chimpanzee out there is going, oh, I want my government to come and protect me, instead of saying, I want protection from my government. And that's a huge mindset shift. Huge mindset shift. It's not about conservatism or liberalism or libertarianism. It's just about, do you believe in the rights and fundamental freedom of the individual, that he or she should be free to make up his own mind as he sees fit and make the best decisions rationally that he possibly can? Or do you believe that a higher intellectual being, like an authority figure with a title, should make up those decisions? You really can't have it both ways. And we're on a super slippery slope. We're seeing things like New York. If you want to go to New York City, you're going to be fully shut up, 100%. You got your papers? Yes, sir, I got my papers, master. Okay, boy, you better have your papers. That's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. So what we're doing is we're dividing our society. We're dividing them into people with the pure genetics, the genetics that are not adulterated at this point in time by labs and other weird things, people that created things. And then, oh, hey, yeah, we created this thing, but we also have the solution. Really? That's convenient. Yeah, we came up with the solution really fast. Normally takes 7 to 10 years, but we got the solution in 3 months now. Oh, okay, yeah, great, yeah. Let's have a conversation when you get that worked out. Like, don't be pushy about it. Let's have a conversation when you got that worked out, Or do you believe in the collective? Oh, no, do what you're told. We have to do what you're told. Okay, there's cultures like that. The people aren't happy. There's suicide nets all around Foxconn that build your iPhones. They got suicide nets around the entire building because in societies like that, they run in a forced labor situation just for not getting banned too early. I'd encourage you guys to join the email list. That's kind of like my backup. Like when I move on other platforms or whatever, and I put out good, valuable content, it'll be going through the email list. But it's time to get off the bench and have these conversations with individuals. Share this stuff. Share it on social media. It's the easiest thing you can do. Have these conversations. Don't just be a keyboard warrior. Go talk to physical people and have these conversations. We're still in a spot where we're battling for ideas. And we could move to a really bad, hard time in history. We probably are. Financially, it's going to collapse regardless. The US dollar system is built in a way where if it's not expanding, it's contracting. There's no reverse gear. That means if more money or currency units is not being thrown into circulation, aka being loaned into circulation, if more debt is not being created, then the supply of currency units is not growing, then it's shrinking because the existing supply is being paid off every month as people make their payments. So therefore it's shrinking. When you have a shrinking of the current system, the way it's currently set up, you have a deflationary spiral, which is good for the average dude. It's terrible for governments. It doesn't allow them to grow and grow and grow. It's terrible for debtors, which most, so it doesn't allow it to grow and grow and grow. And so what happens is our society is divided in between the haves and the have-nots, the extreme haves and the extreme have-nots. And at the moment, they're dividing our society into the shot and the unshot, people that want to not be experiments. Okay, so we're dividing into multiple sections of humanity. And over time, we'll probably end up breaking up. And we'll probably end up having violent conflicts over this. But it's not time to be chilling on the bench. Like, you don't have a lot of time here. You've got a decade max before events like this lead to hot events, meaning you're walking around and you're carrying all the time, because that's where society is going to be. You're locking your doors all the time. If you've got stuff, resources, you're not telling people about it. That's where we're going in the Western world. It's not unlikely that we go into a hot event with a big nation, nuclear power nation type of stuff. It's super likely that that happens. Whenever a rising power challenges an existing power, there has been conflict for 500 years. That's where we're going. But at this moment, on this day of posting this video, today, we're still in the battle for ideas. And that's an immense luxury. It's an immense luxury. But if you're not having those ideas, regardless of what side you're on, if you're not having those conversations in a rational, responsible, kind way with individuals, dude, this game's over. And it's gonna definitely get authoritarian. It's going to get crappy. Options are going to be reduced. And then it's gonna get violent, as it always has. And the victors will write the history, as they always have, and then we'll move forward. So share this, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys being here.